Hello everyone, I'm Kübra Keser, a PhD student at Erciyes University, Department of Biomedical Engineering. Today I'm gonna present this topic. Here, a novel method for arsenic analysis by using QCM biosensor. Overview, introduction, review of existing solution, methodology, results, and discussion. As one of the most abundant elements in nature, arsenic classified as metalloids that have a property between metals and non-metals, found in different parts of the earth in natural water as well as in natural process and anthropogenic activities. Worldwide, it ranks first as the most toxic substance in drinking water. PaO, the most common type of arsenic contamination in groundwater, was preferred. Effects on human health. Arsenic is known to be toxic, mutagenic, and carcinogenic. It has both acute and chronic toxic effects due to the continuous exposure to arsenic at low dose drinking water. It may have negative effects, therefore certain limits have been specified for arsenic levels in potable water. In 2003, the World Health Organization documented the inorganic arsenic in drinking water as cancer-causing agent and announced the highest acceptable levels and 10 nanogram per milliliter. Medical problems. Arsenic being a superior carcinogen responsible for several deaths. The main concern isn't immediate toxicity, but health effect associated with long-term exposure. Non-existence of a rapid method for the determination of arsenic contamination in drinking water systems. Drinking water service as the lowest exposure to arsenic. Non-existence of methods for real-time and early detection. A. Attempting to release and detection methods to overcome these problems in drinking water, specific purpose, sensitivity, on-site, reliable, solutions suitable for surface modification and produces result with a short detection time under non-specific binding. Review of existing solution. The solution, commercial methods, test kits, atomic absorption methods, silver diethyl carbonate, inductively coupled plasma method, under development method, electrochemical methods, optical methods, and piezoelectric biosensors. These techniques need highly skilled personnel, expensive and complex instrumentation. Hereby, it's considerably difficult to adapt these methods to a rapid and systematic field analysis. Quartz crystal microbalance. One of the piezoelectric mass sensors, piezoelectric effects, straight piezoelectric effects, and reverse piezoelectric effects. QCM is one of the most appropriate sensor platforms for this study because of its sensitivity, electrically polarability, and sensor surface enabling the self-assembled monolayers. Each system has mechanical and electrical equivalents. According to maximum power theorem in circuit theory, max power is generated when we oscillated the system with resonance frequency. The crystal also has a resonance frequency. The resonance frequency change as three-dimensional structure change when the substance is bound to the surface of the crystal. Experimental setup for surface modification. The experimental setup sample peristatic pump, QCM detection cell, impedance analyzer, and signal processing. The proposed surface modification method: thiol groups, acidic NPS, receptor ME, analyte PaO, illustration of the surface modification method, figure 8. NPS quitting. The chemical and morphological properties of the sensor surface are related to quality and sensitivity of detection. The first modification of the gold surface of the sensor was carried out by applying acidic NPS pH equal 4. Only its immobilization was performed as a monolayer on the surface for 30 min using a closed-loop flow with a peristatic pump at a flow rate of 200 microliter per minute. Receptor mobilization for the Na, pH acquired 9. Coating solution were applied. The prepared solution was applied to form properly. Oriented tear groups on surface as a result of this functionalization, but the desired tear formation were achieved in order to capture PaO. Determination of PaO. The stock solution was prepared to dissolve in water with acid, and the required dilutions were carried out from this solution to obtain 110 and 1 nanogram per microliter phenylarsine oxide solution respectively. Each experiment repeated at least 3 times for 3 different concentrations to obtain the means and standard deviation of the frequency shifts. I will this show. Detection of PaO in deionized water. The average frequency shift was reported as acidic and base coating frequency shifts 200 Hz, Me coating 80 Hz, negative control 8 Hz, 1 nanogram per milliliter PaO 40 Hz, 10 nanogram per milliliter PaO 100 Hz, 100 nanogram per milliliter PaO 300 Hz. There was a level of frequency change in the negative control, which confirms that the shifts occur thanks to PaO capture. Verification of the proposed method with another method. AFM analysis on 0.25 square centimeter gold coated glass batteries. A. The base view of gold surface. B. A. 3-dimensional AFM micrographs of MPS coating after 30 minutes coating. C. Me coating. D. 1 nanogram per milliliter PaO coating. E. 10 nanogram per milliliter PaO coating. F. 100 nanogram per milliliter PaO coating. Statistical analysis. When the t-test analysis was performed, p-value was found to be 0.001 and the test results were validated for an alpha equal 0.05. When the total variation of the frequency shift at the smallest concentration was divided by the standard deviation in the control, the SNR ratio for the smallest concentration was found to be 5. In biosensor application, at least SNR greater than 3 is required to obtain a quality detection signal. It was interpreted that the detection cell was of good quality. Discussion. The procedure followed for arsenic analysis wasn't used in other studies and was applied for the first time in the study. An on-site, reliable, sensitive device suitable for surface modification and produces results within a short detection time under non-specific binding was developed. A rapid and accurate detection of arsenic will significantly reduce morbidity and mortality and pave the way for the use of the proposed sensor for the analysis of other heavy metals. This study will be valuable asset for water analysis, especially in developing countries. A feature development will involve the design of electrochemical sensors which will enable on-site, rapid, and portable transport, the determination of healthy metals. Thank you for your attention.